Hello, magic. That's right, magic. That's what we're going to learn today. And I don't mean that kind of magic, a David Copperfield or the magic of David Blaine, the illusionist. No, I'm talking about the real deal Holyfield magic. And within the topics that we're going to discuss right here, right now, in this video, we're going to talk about what exactly is magic and how do you do magic. And what are the kinds of different magic that exist and that are out there? And what can you do right now to become more powerful at this thing called magic? So that's what you're going to get in this video. And I'm super excited to talk to you about it because I've been studying this for about 8 years now. But I have to throw out a little disclaimer before we get into the good stuff. And that disclaimer is, I want everyone to understand that I'm dealing and detailing the path that I'm taking to reach a destination with magic and improving my abilities to wield and use magic. So I clearly know how to get there based on 8 years of studying magic from all different angles. And we're going to talk about that today too as well. And I welcome you to join me on this journey that I'm taking. This is the first of many videos that we're going to do diving into the magical world of magic. Now, with that being said, this isn't the type of magic that you use to hurt people or harm people or get something you don't properly deserve. So you might as well just go ahead and go on to another video because this ain't that type of show. But in terms of white magic and all that good stuff, yeah, you're A-okay. Now, I was born, raised, grew up Christian. So you may be a little hesitant about this magic stuff based on the things that you went through in the past. Don't worry about it. I'm going to talk to you. I'm even going to show you how magic is biblical up in here. So all of that's going to happen in this video. But I want to throw out this little, I don't know, mantra, maybe disclaimer. I don't know which one is the best choice for it, but I'm going to tell you what it is. Here's the mantra. And it harm none, so what thou wilt. And it harms none, so what thou wilt. That pretty much means that the magic that I'm going to do, don't let it harm nobody. Don't let it hurt nobody. Don't start none, won't be none. And it's all good. So this is not witchcraft. It is magic. It's not witchcraft. It's magic. And what's the difference? Well, witchcraft is a religion. Magic is a practice, kind of like, I don't know, being a Christian. If you're a Christian, that's your religion. Spirituality, well, that's something that you practice. And anyone can be spiritual in nature. So let's jump into it. What is magic? Let's talk about that. Well, I first want to point out for those of you who may have had a Christian background and were told like magic and all that other stuff, that's no good. Stay away from that. Well, first off, Jesus, Yeshua, he was visited by 3 wise men? No, they were 3 magi, M-A-G-I, 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 Maggies, magicians. So the Gospel of Matthew speaks of Magi, or the wise men who followed a star from the east to Bethlehem in search of a newborn king. That's right, you heard it from me. 3 magicians. And I'm not talking about that David Copperfield fake stuff. 3 magicians went to visit Jesus when he was first born. So from anybody that gets hung up on a limiting belief around magic and Christianity, I'm telling you, it is biblical, okay? Now, what is magic? How do you define that? So here's my personal definition of magic based off my experience so we can make sure, boom, we're on the same page. Magic is the manipulation of energy. The manipulation of energy and the use of your power of intent when wielded by someone worthy. The manipulation of energy and the use of the power of intent when wielded by someone worthy. So witchcraft is a religion, while magic is a practice. And anyone can do magic. Anyone. All you have to do is have the will. Now, I want to give you some background because you have different ways to spell magic. M-A-G-I-C, M-A-G-I-C-K. What's up with the I-C-K and all that? Well, back in the day, a gentleman named Aleister Crowley. He's the one that kind of kicked off spelling magic, M-A-G-I-C-K, back in the 1600s. And he popularized it then. But magic has different connotations, right? Like the David Copperfield, the David Bain. Do you have to name David in order to be a good magician, illusionist? I don't know. My name is just Will. But I guess we're talking about real magic here too, instead of the fake kind. Like, not like the fake wrestling. This is the real deal. So magic can be seen as an illusion, but that's not what we're talking about here on this video. And also you have magic that is considered to be supernatural or something just wonderfully cool and exciting, right? A magic unicorn. You have that frame of reference. But then you also have magic with a K. And the magic with a K is intended to convey the art. The art and science are causing change to occur in a conformity with your will. So having willpower is a big deal when it comes to magic. All it is manifestation. You're taking your intent, you're taking your will, and you're manifesting it into the physical plane. And there's so many different ways that you can do that too as well. So that's magic. Magic is basically manipulation of energy in order to achieve your will. Now they have different kinds of magic. You have white magic, you have black magic, you have good and evil magic. Well, I'm black, but I'm doing white magic. So when I say white magic and black magic, what I'm talking about is, let's say traditionally good and bad. So white magic is to uplift, to empower. Black magic is to hurt, to tear down. And when you get really advanced, a lot of the enlightened gurus, they say there is no really good or bad. You just have opposite ends of polarity when it comes to energy. Whatever, you know what I'm talking about. If you're trying to put a root on somebody, that is bad. So when we look at the different kinds of magic that's out there, you have spells. So spells are, you're just pretty much saying words, right? And by the way, you do not have to rhyme in these spells. You do not have to be Run DMC and throw in some beatbox. No, you don't need to do any of that. It's just your intent. Basically, magic, spells are affirmations. Ta-da! I mean, it's just what we call in the New Age spirituality affirmations. That's what a verbal spell is about. You're stating your intent strongly, passionately. And when you do it, okay, that is putting out the magic into the universe to come back. But come on now. I have like 100 different spells that I could talk to you about, but that's kind of boring. All you got to do is read. You don't even have to memorize these spells to make money, to heal, to manifest. All you got to do is read. So do we really want to waste a video on going over something you can just read? No, just hit a brother up in the comments and I can hook you up with some spells if you want to. I want to talk about the cooler magic, okay? So number 2, spells, number 1. Number 2, physical mediumship magic. Say what? Physical mediumship magic. I'm talking levitation. I'm talking astral travel, out of body, mind over matter, telekinesis, being able to move stuff with your mind. Biolocate, yes, the ability for you to magically be in multiple places at the same time. At the same time, to just go poof, be gone, materialize. Or you stay here, but you're in 3, 4 different places, engaging and talking with people at the same time. And all of this stuff that I'm telling you about, again, if you have Christian roots, Jesus did it. Jesus did it, being in multiple places at the same time, especially right after his resurrection. So that brings you also to omnipresent. That is the God-like status. Now, I'm not talking about the God, the one and only God, but the divine. When you're able to be omnipresent and be everywhere and know everything, that is magic, and that taps into what's known as the fifth dimension. Okay, and people who have the ability, we're like everybody's in the third dimension right now, right? But there are some beings and also some human beings. Now, I'm not just talking about special enlightened beings, but there are beings that are able to come in and out of that fifth dimension and wield fifth dimension powers, magical powers from the third dimension. Now, let me give you an analogy, a comparison, so that you understand. Let's say you have a dot, just a dot, all right? Just one little point. Well, that dot is totally oblivious of the line. What? A line can exist? Now you have length, and then that line is oblivious of the square. Well, we got length and width. And then the square is oblivious of the cube. Whoa, wait a minute. That's right. And that's what it's like now. Most of humanity is operating in that 3D, that third dimension. They're in that square. But the magic that we're going to discuss today in this video is cube-like thinking. Really takes it to the next level. So physical mediumship, second way. Third way, magical tools. I'm talking wands, I'm talking crystals, and all these tools are an extension of your energy. That's it, an extension of your intent. In order for you to be able to extend your energy out, to manifest your will into the physical world, into the 3D world. And that, my friends, are the three different kinds of magic: spells, physical mediumship, and magical tools. Now, it's important for me to point out, this is like my own personal quote, there is a gap. Some may say a chasm, but there is a gap between science and religion. And in the middle of this gap, there's a bridge that connects the science and the religion. And that bridge is magic. Okay? Now, within this, who does magic? What are the titles? What are their origins? What are their meanings? And I'm going to try to keep it real simple. You have male and female under three different titles that I'm going to give you. Male and female under three different titles: sorcerer, sorceress, the female version; warlock, witch, warlock male, witch female; wizard, enchantress. The wizard, okay, that is the male. The enchantress, that's the female. So Merlin, for instance, was a wizard. And by the way, warlock, witch, the one that I talked about in the middle, that's the black magic. Yeah, that's the dark arts. The sorcerer and sorceress and the wizard and the enchantress, they are known more for doing the white magic type of things. So now that we looked at what is magic, now that we looked at, let's take a look at the three different kinds of magic. And now that we just went over the titles, right? The sorcerer, the sorceress, the warlock, the witch, the wizard, the enchantress. Now let's look at how, do you do magic? All right, this is deep. So let me throw this out at you. This is how you do magic. And it's at another level. It's at a totally another level. When I first started studying magic, I thought it was going to be like, I'm going to learn hocus pocus, abracadabra. And then as I dove in, I found out there's so much more than that. So much more than hocus pocus, abracadabra. How do you do magic? There is a three-phase process in order for you to do magic. Now, I'm going to tell you the ingredients of how to do magic, but it's up to you to bring the heat. I'm going to tell you the ingredients, but it's up to you to bring the heat. Don't shoot the messenger. Oh, Will, that magic didn't work. No, you didn't work. In order to do magic, you have to go through 3 steps in order to master it. And here's at the top. The top is the laws of the universe. There are basic laws of the universe, a whole lot of them. And when you tap in to the laws of the universe, you have superpowers, you have the ability to have magic. When you're able to bend, like the law of gravity, that is a universal law. And when you're able to tap in at this highest level, you're able to bend the laws. In some cases, you can even break the laws, except for one. There's only one law that you absolutely cannot bend or break. Do you know what it is? Do you know? Do you know? Do you know? It is the law of free will. Don't mess with that. You in trouble if you try messing with somebody's free will. That magic's going to backfire on you. You hear me? Don't do that. Don't start none. Won't be none. But at the highest levels of magic, even if I give you all of the ingredients to do all of the cool magic stuff that I'm going to tell you about, like the levitation, how did Jesus walk on water? It was magic. How was Jesus able to turn wine into water? It was magic. Okay. What about all these other things I hear about Buddha and all these other? It was magic. And how did they do it? They were able to bend or break certain universal laws. So that's at the top level. Now, here's the question. How do you get the ability to break or bend universal laws? Because, again, tapping into any Christian roots out there, in the Bible, Jesus said, this I do and more you will be able to do. Basically saying all these great miracles and magic that you see that I'm doing, guess what? You're going to be able to do even more than me. And even as a kid going through the Bible, I wanted to shake it and be like what? Where is that part? Jesus, where is it? It's not in Revelations. So how do you bend the laws of the universe? Well, that brings us to step 2. Step 2 is virtues. Virtues. The more virtues you have, the stronger a magician, the stronger a sorceress, stronger the wizard or enchantress that you're going to be. You got to have virtues. What's patience is a virtue, right? Patience is a virtue. It's one of them. So when you have certain virtues, that makes you worthy. Remember that definition of magic, what I said, right? For someone who is worthy of using it, having the virtue makes you worthy. So again, if I give you all the ingredients and you don't have the heart, you don't have the virtues, you're not going to be able to wield no magic. You can be like, oh, this wine ain't working. I want my money back. You got to have the virtues. And don't worry about it. I'm going to cover in the upcoming videos all those virtues that matches up to the superpowers too. Okay. But before we get there, how do you get the virtues? Like are you just born with it? Well, some come into this world. You believe in reincarnation, and guess what? You probably weren't just a slacker in the last life. You picked up a virtue or two, I'm sure. But what about the rest? How do you acquire virtues when you're not born with it? I hope I don't lose any friends when I tell you this. I gotta tell you the truth. Problems. That's right. The problems you have in your life lead to virtues. Whatever you go through, somebody stabbed you in the back. Did you lose your job? Were you in a fearful situation? Did you have a bad relationship? Guess what? All those things, all those problems, when you get through them, you acquire a virtue. It's like a graduation from a problem. You know those people that constantly keep going through the same problem again and again and again and again and again because they keep failing. They're in a remedial class or whatever their problem is. But you, after you go through your problem, you graduate, you get that virtue. And when you get that virtue that matches up to the appropriate laws of the universe, ching, 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 you now have the ability to wield strong magic. See, I had to tell you guys about this. I had to tell you about this first instead of just jumping into the ingredients. Because if you don't have this, then when it gets to the ingredients and you mixing up the pot and making it work and doing the recipe, it's going to come out flat. You got to earn it. But I'm telling you exactly how you earn it. But I also want you to think about this. Guess what? Problems then are a great thing, an absolutely fabulous thing. If I am coaching someone and they're telling me about their problems, in essence, they're telling me what their life plan is in order to gain the superpowers, in order to gain the magical abilities. Because each of the problems bring a virtue, and that virtue then brings the ability to bend certain laws. Like, for instance, you have the law of truth. So if you want to be able to read somebody's mind, guess what? You need to tap into that law of truth. You have the law of vibration. You have the law of nature. You think you're going to walk on water and not be able to tap into the law of nature? You got to be able to do that, right? And for all of the virtues, right? Each one of the virtues are set up so that it matches directly up to superpowers. Now I'm going to throw some superpowers at you. That's going to blow your mind. All right. So, for instance, you have the superpower of the ability to be ageless. Now, I am going to be 52 next. And then about another month, I'm going to be 52. And as I get older, people are telling me that I look younger. Thank you. I take it. I take it all day. But that's because of magic. It's done on purpose. It's the ability to be able to tap into the virtues that matches up to that. The ability to be psychic, the ability to heal, the ability to manifest instantly, the ability to master the elements, all of that stuff, right? How about you look at the ability to produce art and music, okay? The ability to read minds, the ability to see future, the ability to see the truth in another person, the ability to teleport. All of these things relate to specific problems. So, for instance, the ability to teleport, you want to be able to teleport, you want to work that type of magic, guess what? The problems that cause criticism, that cause egotism and fear, all of those things relate to the virtues of creativity, acceptance, detachment, determination, fairness, faith, focus, forgiveness, hope. All of these virtues help you to be able to teleport. I am telling you, problems are the keys to magic. Like in the Bible, okay? Jesus gets tempted for 40 days by the devil, by Satan, right? When I first read that, I thought, oh my God, this is where Jesus was jacked up, because I don't like peanut butter. So Satan can't tempt me with peanut butter. He can tempt me with some fried chicken though. Yeah. So that means anything that you're being tempted on, that is your probably weakest point. And when you look at it, what did he say? He said, hey, you jump off this cliff, you're so important, the angels will just come down and get you. I can make you God of all of this. That means ego. Devil's no dummy. He didn't randomly pick that. That means there was something in Jesus and Yeshua that the challenge was around ego. I mean, come on now. You're able to do all this cool stuff. Then you would just imagine that ego would probably be a big deal, right? He was hungry. That means Jesus probably liked to eat. Jesus was a foodie. That's right. He was a foodie, because the devil's like, I know you're hungry up in here. It's hot out here too. Boy, You better go ahead and make you some food. You can go ahead and just make you some food. So the same thing applies when it comes to when you look at the problems in your life. What problems are you running into? Because organically, your life plan has been signed, has been set up for you to be able to work out and achieve the things your soul, your spirit wanted to get. You feel me? This is coming together, right? It's not like this stuff is all new, but oh my God, when you throw magic into the mix, it starts to make sense. It starts to make sense. So when you have a problem, you should be like, oh my God, I got this problem. What am I going to do? No, be like, yeah. Get this problem, get this problem, I get this problem. You should be happy because that problem is the gateway to magic. It's the gateway to you wielding the power, to having the problems that you work through, the virtues that you acquire, and then being able to bend or break the universal laws. Woo! So I'm going to throw something at you that's really crazy. What if in December, when everybody's like, my New Year's resolution, what is it going to be? When you're trying to think of your goals and what you want to do for the next year, what if instead of looking for your goals, you decide these are the problems that I'm going to force myself to have? These are the problems that I'm going to put myself in on purpose because I have listened to Will's videos. I know now that this particular problem matches up to this particular virtue, and that matches up to this particular ability. The ability to teleport, the ability to levitate, the ability to heal, the ability to manifest instantly. So we can get off of that weak secret stuff and get into the real secret, which is magic. Magic. Not just, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can, I think I didn't do it yet, but I think I can. No. I mean, eventually it may work. In 100 years, who got that much time? Unless you have, like me, like the ageless magic, maybe. But no, there's so much quicker ways to do it. And I just told you how. Problem. Virtue, law, superpower, magic. So what if you pick the problems you want? And that's what I started doing ever since last year. That's right. I'm not waiting for problems to find me. People are trying to run away from problems. Hell to the no. I'm trying to run to them. I'm trying to make them. Where's that problem I need to be able to uplift my friend instantly? Where's that problem I need to be able to have my aura shine when people come in? So I don't have just that background right there, but they actually feel that circle when you walk in. The only thing that does it is problems. So that's what's up. So in the next video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over deeper into some magic, different kinds. Sigil magic. What's that? Hey, remember when Jesus, they said he wrote on the ground when everybody was going to throw stones at that woman because she had a little bit too much fun for Jesus' time, right? And he was like, hey, he who have not sinned, cast the first stone. And then he wrote something on the ground. Well, in the next videos, I'm going to tell you what he wrote on the ground. That's right. And we're going to look at sacred geometry. Sacred geometry as magic, and how do you use that to manifest your will into being? And the Kabbalah magic, and candle magic, and incense magic. And don't be afraid of this word magic. It's like aliens. There's a whole lot more saying now, not so much woo-woo. These days, people are like, ooh, it may be true. And that's how it always is when it comes to spiritual growth. People start off making fun. People start off being shy. And then people come out of the closet. They come out of the closet and they just let their light shine and everything works out. So please, if you like this video, if you enjoyed it, please like, please subscribe. Come back because I got some hot stuff that I'm going to be going over for the next month, strictly on magic, applicable things that you can use. Now that we got the definition out of the way, now that we know the different types of people who do it, now that we even know the different kinds of magic, now we even know how to do magic. The problem, the virtue, that's right, and then the universal law. You got it. So put your comments down in the bottom too. Anything that you want me to include in the next upcoming videos, I'll do it. It's a magical month that's coming up. All right, put it down there, and I promise you, I will like, comment back on everything. And I see you guys real soon. And wishing you a magical life until we see again.